This is Chapter 8, Set B, number 7. Basically, we have students, and they're going to give their year of birth, their age in years, age of the mother, so forth. Okay. And what I want you to do is just use some logic to try and figure out, like, what should the correlation be, with the choices being -1, nearly -1, somewhat negative, 0, etc. Okay. So the first one is talking about the student's age and the year of birth. Here's my year, here's my age. Let's assume we have kind of a positive slope here. Actually, that wouldn't be a positive slope, would it? It'd be a negative slope. Let's just kind of write some numbers in here. So like if this is 1980, 1990, 2000, 2010, and just kind of try and visualize this for ourselves. Let's say we're still currently in 2020. I know we're a bit past that, but just to make our math easy. Let's say currently 2020, just to pretend. And then let's see what our ages would be. Like 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. So if they were born in 1980 and it's currently 2020, they would be 40. If they're born in 1990 and it's currently 2020, they would be 30. At 2000, they would be 20. If they were born in 2010, they'd only be 10. So this is actually a negative line. But the question is, are these points going to be exactly on the line? Well, they should be really close to the line, right? Like if you're born in 1980, you have to be 40 years old. Except for, if you think about it, this is just in 8 years. What if someone hasn't had their birthday yet this year? They would technically be 39, but if they have had their birthday, they would be 40. Or if they were born in 1990, they're either going to be 29 or 30. Or if they're born in 2000, they'll be 19 or 20, depending on if they've had their birthday. So it's going to kind of just look like this. The points are going to be really close to the line because based on the year you were born, you're either going to be like 30 or 31. There's nothing else that you can be. So we're going to be almost exactly -1. So we'll say nearly -1. Almost exactly. The only difference is just whether or not you've had your birthday. Now though, part B, this is the one that's more interesting. What's the correlation between a student's age and a mother's age? So if you were just going to guess, so we'll say the student's age and the mother's age. Okay. How should that be related? Let's say we have a student that's like 20. What are the mom's ages probably going to be? Let's see, 40, 50, 60. You'll probably have some moms that are about 20 or about 40 years old if the student is 20. But you'll probably also have some that are like 45, maybe 50, 55. You might even have one that's way up here at like 70. But probably quite a few more like right here. Not even anything. And also as the students get older, if a student's 30, their mom's probably going to be at least 50, maybe 60, maybe 70. So they're probably going to be about like right there, right? If a student is 40, well, the mom's probably going to have to be like 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. So our line is probably going to go up like this. But we shouldn't have the points exactly on the line because the mother's age can vary a lot depending on if she was young when she had the baby or old when she had the baby. If it's the oldest child or the youngest child, there could be a lot of variation. So I would say it should definitely be a positive slope. I don't think the points will be really close to the line. I think it's probably going to be a fairly low correlation just because there's so much variability in how old a mom can be based on the kid's age. Again, depending on how old mom was when she had kids, if it's the first kid, last kid, who knows. I think it'll be probably fairly low. Based on our possible answers, the one that seems to match would be the somewhat positive.